Alright, welcome back. This time we are going to learn how to make a stocking. Yay! Holidays are about 3.5 months away, but I like to get a head start just in case I run out of time. Now, I will link below a free stocking pattern. It is a PDF, so all you have to do is print it out, tape it together, and it's all ready to go. Now, I cut my pieces out already. And I did embroidery on wherever I wanted it. So you have the regular stocking as well as the lining. It is a fully lined stocking, so it'll look professional, as well as the cuff. I did my embroidery already, so then you don't see the outer side. The markings here is that Crayola marker that I mentioned before. It washes right off. Now, first thing we need to do is start the cuff. Now, the cuff is a measurement of 9 inches by 14.5. What you want to do is fold right sides together along the 9-inch edge, and sew. Now, the pattern states that it is a 1/4 inch seam allowance on all seams in this pattern, so I go by the edge of the foot here. Down. There we go. Make sure you can pin. I'm so used to not pinning that I haven't. Pinning makes it easier for you, then go for it. Just guide the fabric. Do not pull. Now, I have my serger, which is over here. So I'm going to go over the edge. It will just bind my edges nicely. See now? had snipped off extra and bound the edge real nice. Then you want to fold it right side. Just form the cuff nicely. Make sure your seams here are lined up so it stays nice and flat. There we go. You got your cuff. Now you put that to the side because now we're going to work on the stocking. Now, it does say it is optional. I put fusible interfacing on these. Now it just makes it a little bit harder and it'll last a lot longer. And since I want to give these to my kids when they move out and they get big, I want it to last forever. So I put fusible interfacing. You just cut out the exact same pattern piece and then iron it on. Alright, and again, just like the other one, right sides together. And then you want to sew the sides, not the top, with the 1/4 inch seam allowance as before. And like I said before, you can pin it. I'm used to not pinning personally, so since I've been doing it for so long, it's easier for me to do it this way. A lot of people, like even my mom, who's been sewing, of course, a lot longer, still uses pins. Now you're not supposed to go over your pins with your sewing machine just in case your needle hits it and it breaks. I have always sewn over my pins. And needle normally, most of the time, misses the pin and just goes straight over it. Now we're going to go over to the serger again. I'm going to go around the edges once more. I do it this way. Some people just use the serger alone, but I like to reinforce my seams, so do a regular one, then the serger. Nice and bound. Now what we're going to do, we're going to turn it right side out and press. Alright, now we're going to start with the lining. You can use whatever fabric you want. I just used a white one. You can even use printed if you still want. Now, we're going to sew all around the edges like the other one. Then we're going to leave a 3-inch gap at the bottom straight edge of the foot. and then we can turn it later. Let's see how to do this. 1/4 inch, just like the rest. Now you don't have to put interfacing on this one. You just want to put it on the outer fabric. Now we're going to come to the 3-inch spot. What we're going to do is we're going to go straight, back up, and straight again. That reinforces the stitches so they don't come out later when you're trying to flip them. Skip roughly 3 inches, go forward, go back, and then go forward up the rest of the side. Now I'm going to bind these seams all the way over to this machine. Remember, you still have that 3-inch gap, so make sure not to sew those together. See, you got the hole in the bottom here. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to try and put it all together. Got your stocking, back edge, I'm going to get your cuff. Yes, I am listening to one of my favorite movies while I'm doing this. So, there we go. I'm going to slide it on. Line up the back. Now, what we need, of course, is a piece of ribbon for the loop. Now, pattern states about 7 inches, so I did 7 inches. I'm going to pin it. Then it also says we can baste the tops and it stays nice while we're trying to put the lining on it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to quick do a little pinning. I'm keeping with the blue and gray theme of the fabric. So, oops. Isn't it going to turn out cute? Alright, so what we're going to baste. Basting we did learn before with the ruffles. It's the longest stitch you got, so number 6 stitch. My machine is equipped to come off like that, so I can put the whole stocking around it, make it easier. Alright. Slip it right on, and a basting stitch. It'll go quick. because there's seams here. It's a little bit thicker. There we go. Alright, we're done basting. Alright. Baste it on. I'm going to scoot back again so we can see. Alright. Now all we need to do is what we're going to do is we're going to put the lining on. Now your lining is still inside out. That's because we're going to slip this stocking inside this one so the right sides are together. Make sure that this is inside too, don't forget. It's going to be very thick here because of all the seams that are right here in the corner, plus the thread, I mean the ribbon. Line up that seam. See the seams are matching here? Keep them like that. Fit perfectly. Gonna take it to our machine now. Now don't forget to switch your stitch back to a 2.5 because we were at the basting stitch before. Around. I'm going to do a slightly larger than 1/4 inch. That's just me. Now we're going to go. Go nice and slow. See, I'm just going over the pins. Most people take them out as you go. I prefer to just go over them. I haven't really had any issues with it before. Now what I'm going to do is just go over it, back and forth a little bit. There we go, all done. Then I'm going to take the pins out and send it over to my serger because the serger has a blade on it to cut. So I can't have the pins there, otherwise I will ruin my machine. So we're going to take it over here. This one comes off as well, so I can go. See how it's fraying? This is going to help with that as well. What we're going to do, remember that 3-inch gap we left at the bottom? We're going to flip it. see here. I don't think I left enough room. If you don't, it's okay. Guess you can use your seam ripper, or I'm going to just use my scissors. Now we're just going to pull the stocking straight through. There we go, see? Now, you can either, we'll fold in these edges here, so it's nice and flat and you don't have the fraying edges. Oops. Let's see here, I'm going to fold and pin. You can either hand sew this shut, or you can sew it really close to the edge. I'm just going to sew it really close to the edge. I don't really like hand sewing, so that could be the reason why. I'm going to quick sew that. Put this back. Start a little bit farther up from the actual opening. Alright, and again, I'm going to go as close as you possibly can. So I'm going to go forward, back a little bit, reinforce that seam so it doesn't come out. And then we're going to sew very carefully over the edge. Go farther past the opening, back, and back, forward again. Now the opening is shut. All you have to do now is stuff the lining inside. Perfect lining. You don't see any seams. You got your strap to hold it to a fireplace mantle. Now, my son actually has a stocking. We'll get a final picture for you later, after everything, all the markings are washed off my embroidery. I'll see you next time.